Today we're rocking the Rolex today, just to look a little bit more presentable, so it gives me a sense of credibility when I'm talking to you guys right now. But I do have a few notes and stuff like that, and everything like that. It's gonna be a very interesting talk. Not the first time we've done this, but definitely still brand new to us. I'm gonna be talking about college, and no, you don't. There's a lot of things when it comes to it, but no, you don't need to be in college to have a Rolex or anything like that. Although Rolex is higher end and luxury, of course, you shouldn't be striving for those things until way later on, until you know you are safe and you have a sense of credibility, but also a sense of, hey, I'm okay in my life. But let's talk about college. College, the reason why I'm talking about this now is because college is one of those transitional periods, and you start to think about things in your life when it comes to money, monetization, passions, hobbies, exploration, communication, skill sets. Skills and skill sets are two different things. Same thing in the same coin, but also can be described as two different things. Today we're going to talk about college and basically just my experience when it comes to almost everything. Majority of it is going to be business and also passion and exploration of life, but there'll be other small things about other things such as skill sets, routines, communication, clubs, activities, and stuff like that. We're going to talk about the first thing I have on my list, which is discover your passion through exploration, which is 100% true. I discovered my passion for many different things. Obviously, I already had passion for fashion designing, passion for business and stuff like that. But college has shown me that I really like history, and history is a powerful tool to learn because it's based off, majority of it is based off true things that happen or accounts of something happening, so it's more in the realm of potential realness, what we just call it. But I found my passion for history, and that passion allowed me to explore different avenues and also allowed me to explore different subjects, people, cultures, and different figures of purpose and historical figures of just of many eras in our civilization and our life and our history. And that allowed me to express myself and live a little bit more, and understand a lot of more things, especially when it comes to culture. Culture plays a big part in history, and there's some things that I just had the biggest stereotype and the biggest misconception of, and history showed me that I was wrong. And I think history also makes me a little bit more humble than I was before because I understand things. And once you understand things, you start to realize that, hey, maybe we're stuck in these stereotypes, or maybe we're stuck in this modern social ideology and idolization of things that don't exist or things that are false. That's the first one. Discover your passion through exploration. It's really a key ingredient to building purpose. From my standpoint, it allowed me to basically express myself more, also learn more. Wisdom and knowledge is a very powerful thing. And it also allowed me to have fun. I love history, and history is a great catalyst for me to. There's a truck outside. But like I was saying, history is a great catalyst for me to relieve my stress, but also learn, gain knowledge, and also become a better person through knowledge. So let's talk about the next thing. A lot of people say that college builds confidence, and yes and no. I feel like a college can build confidence, but also hurt confidence. Not like mine from own experience, but from what I've seen from other people. A lot of people come headstrong, a lot of people come, shy or something, and then the opposite can happen to them in college. They gain confidence or they lose confidence, mainly because of their ability in themselves. So I highly recommend that. Yes, you will build confidence in college through presentations and leadership roles if you acquire those roles and abilities to do so. But the key word was abilities. You will make mistakes, and mistakes are common, regular, normal. But these mistakes can make or break you. As any passion, job, or business, or even school, which is what we're talking about today, it will make or break you. And it really just depends on your skill sets, your characteristics, and your traits. If they can't back up your skill set or your confidence or your false confidence, you will break. It's just as simple as that. It might not be now. It might be, cracks in the armor now from college. And then when you go into the workforce, that's when you break. But you will break, or there'll be cracks in the armor. And later down the line, you will break. So keep this in mind. The main thing to stop this is just to have constant improvements on their skill sets that can back up your confidence. For example, presentations, communication skills, for example, knowledge, wisdom, history, those things help. Mathematics, those things help. To be able to know your stuff allows you to have a sense of confidence because you already know what majority of the truth is and majority of the fact is. But there's also other things, and that comes to leadership roles. Now, public speaking and all that stuff, yeah, sure, that's a big thing. But leadership roles is, do you understand the people you're working with? Do you understand the opponents you're going against? Do you understand the competition? And can you combat it or can you adapt to it? If you can't do those, you're in the wrong spot and you need to digress and just simply focus on the small things and allow it to build up to the big things. And there's two pathways I usually always say to start with. One, team building, or communications. You're going to need both, but I highly recommend to start there. Now, there is a third option, which is business building. You can also start with business building if you're in the business pathway, in the business major, just like me, because business is a lot more difficult because it really throws you into the fire. But if you're able to survive that, you will come out way stronger than anyone else who comes out using team building or anything like that. Although that doesn't mean that your potential increases. It really is the same, and potential is really depending on the person. But you never want to underestimate what you can achieve, but also underestimate the people around you, what they can achieve. And that allows you to build confidence through the potential in the future of your guys' works and projects. The next thing I want to talk about is communication skills. I talked about this in the first video, but communication skills are very, very, very important. I use them in my key club. I use them in my college classes. I use them on my projects and all my other ways of actually incorporating communication skills. Obviously, I talked about how I talk to peers to get more demographics on more feedback and reviews on my clothing brand and stuff like that. But I want to talk about how important communication skills is and not relating to any other subjects, facts, or anything sense of projects or anything using communications. You got to have a high sense of communication skills or you will just lose confidence. You will destroy parts of your passion because communication skills is a big deal, especially if you're in the business major. You don't want to underestimate how far communication can actually bring you. And I say underestimate a lot. I'm going to say a lot in this video, but people underestimate how far something can go because they see other people not doing it. And that's what makes it good. A lot of people, from my experience and other people's experience, I've seen that a lot of people are still trying to learn their ways, trying to learn what to do, and they lack communication, especially in our modern age, modern day our peers, or whatever you want to call them. They see, I'll say from 18 to 25, they lack a lot of communication skills. If you can improve your communication skills, not only would you get an extremely good and far head start, but it allows you to have opportunities that other peers could take away from you, or it allows you to have opportunities outside of school. My neighbors are playing with toys or something, I don't know, so forgive me. But constant improvement of this interaction and communication skills allows you to get a head start that is extremely important and allows for the biggest opportunities on the board. It's like a game of chess. You will get the best opportunity if you can improve your communication skills at a constant rate, and allows you to beat the competitors and your opponents who can take those opportunities away from you. And that's just extremely great. I can't stress enough. But we're going to talk about another thing. Is just train your mindset. And the main mindset that we're going to talk about is problem-solving mindset. The reason why I keep saying problem-solving mindset is because you will face academic challenges, you will face communication challenges, you will face project challenges, you will face deadlines, you will face people who are just incompatible or you just don't like them, you will face team building problems, you will face project problems with you just don't have control of. And that problem solving mindset allows you to adapt, change, and face unexpected things, especially in business. Now, why do I say problem solving mindset? All mindsets are good. They will have pros and cons. It really just depends on the person and who you are. But The reason why I say problem-solving mindset is because problem-solving mindset is the most universal out of all of them. And to be able to think and solve problems in the academic and also on the street sense. But another thing that a lot of people do not talk about when it comes to actually like problem solving mindset is street smarts. A lot of people lack street smarts. Unless your location really pushes it further, like Long Beach, yeah, a lot of people have a decent street smarts. But there are some locations in the world, some universities, some everything that lack street smarts. If you can improve on your street smarts along with your academic and everything else that comes with it, with your skill set, not only are you able to communicate on a broad spectrum of everybody, because now you have street smarts, academic smarts, and everything that comes along with it, book smarts, what you're going to call it. You have all types of smarts, which allows you to communicate with majority of people. Having street smarts in your problem solving mindset allows you to communicate. So what's the tip for this one? When you're thinking about your problem solving mindset, apply street smarts to it. Incorporate it into your mindset. You will gain way more better results and way more opportunities and potential. And you just learn. So street smarts will allow you to learn on the fly, and street smarts has a sense of adaptability to it. So not only do you have the skills of adaptability, but you also have stuff to reinforce it through street smarts. Now, there's a few other things I want to touch upon briefly, which is you learn how to learn, which seems crazy. Like, oh, you're going to school, of course you learn how to learn. But you learn how to learn not from school or new information, which is true to some degree, obviously on the broad spectrum. But the reason why I have it on my list is because you learn how to learn from other people. You'd be surprised how much you can actually learn, positive or negative, from people. You learn that people get lazy at certain projects or traits or certain activities. You learn that people lack communication in certain avenues. You learn that, hey, maybe I could skip the lunch break and do this instead with somebody else, doing this, doing that. It allows you to learn, and allows you to learn three things. I have three things on my list, but there's obviously a lot more. 1, people habits. 2, allows you to improve on your communication because you learn how to communicate. And 3rd, you learn how to interact with majority of situations. Now college doesn't have all the situations, but the people do. If you can invest yourself into the people at college, I guarantee you when you get into the workforce or when you build your business or whatever you do, you will have experience in that situation or category already. Now, there's about 90% of it you will have experience in if you invest yourself with the people in college, in universities, or whatever you want to call it. But there are going to be about 10% where it's going to be like, oh, I never experienced this before, because obviously the real world. But I just highly recommend to do that. That's one of the greatest traits that's one of the greatest traits I have ever seen. And this video is just a short video. I just want to talk about a short video in the morning. That's why I feel like a little groggy and sound like a little less energetic. But I just want to talk about it real quick because I just got done with school. My first year because I transferred, so there was a bunch of issues. But technically I'm almost 2 years in. But after all of this is said and done, I realized that the biggest product, the biggest service, the biggest potential and opportunity that college offers you is not college itself, but the people that go to college. Business is also just another word for people. Customers, all this stuff. So take advantage of the people that are going to college and at college, professors, students, staff, whatever you can get your hands off, collab, take advantage of those people. Thank you guys for watching. I have many different videos on my channel about business if you want to learn more about business, and check out my first college video. It's mainly more about business. So you came here for business, especially when it comes to college, check out this video. It will help you greatly. Thank you guys for watching.